Jerry Freid's here. I mean, you got a comedy special popping off. You've been on TV. What do you like doing more, television or just stand up?
I love doing stand-up. I love the live stand-up show. It is a living, breathing thing. And honestly, there's so few chances to be in a room of people and feel an person interaction these days. We all, we get the Uber and we put our headphones in and we do the mobile order of Starbucks. There's so few interactions that it really feels good to be in a room full of people feeling and laughing and having a fun time together.
Jared Freid is hitting the stage Friday, April 24th at District Music Hall in Norwalk. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. If you love smart, relatable comedy about dating, relationships, and everyday life, this night is for you. So don't miss it. Get your tickets now and experience the Table for One tour live. You got a book coming out. You're trying to do a lot of things. Walking red flags, dating advice from your favorite guy friend. All right, so you're like the
That's
ultimate
right.
wingman in this book. What are you trying to do?
I am a spy who has turned on his own. I am a straight male telling you exactly what's going on inside the mind of a straight male. There's a lot of people who talk about dating, and generally it's a lot of women telling you what guys are thinking. You don't know. This is a book that is personal, vulnerable, and truthful, and honestly funny. It's all jokes, and it's to make a subject like dating feel a little lighter. It kind of gets heavy sometimes. Dating can be heavy. It can get sad. I have been there. I have been on every app. I've been on the social media and dated. I've done every version of dating in this modern time. And this is a personal account that can make you feel seen and heard.
Today's video is sponsored by The Vibe, everyone's favorite at work or on the go radio station, playing Spanish and English hits from the 80s till now all day long. Turn it up, keep it here, and feel the vibe by following the QR code on your screen or tap the link in the description.
Are you married, Jared?
I'm not. I'm not married.
All right.
41, never married.
I want to see. So this advice is very, very weighted because he knows all about dating with 41 years experience.
I've done it. Well, here's the thing. The book only takes you from breakup to getting dumped. So that's all I know. I only write about what I know, Jose. So I'm telling you, it goes. So why would I write about something I've never experienced? This is all personal experience, and it takes you from minute one. You've been dumped. What do you do now? And then you want to download a dating app. How do you do that? How do you make a profile? What's gone on through a guy's head when he's seen different profiles? That's what the book's about. So the book is me telling you how I feel. I'm not a dating expert. And if anyone says they're a dating expert, they're a liar trying to make money off of you. I am an expert in my own feelings, and I am a dating opinionist. So these are going to be personal, vulnerable stories that get you inside the mind of a man. I'm your guy friend on this journey. If you're a woman listening, you're going to love the book.
Are you an expert on The Bachelor? Would you consider yourself one?
Yes.
All right, so
that I would consider myself an expert.
Oh, why they canceled The Bachelorette?
Because it became not fun to talk about. The whole premise of The Bachelorette, which I'm sure will be back, is that it's Cinderella. You want to cheer for the person going through the process of meeting the love of their life. And the minute the real world creeps in and subjects that are tough to talk about creep in, and you have to start saying, rationalizing, it becomes not fun. And I think, what they did was the only move, So, and again, like, all you want is for people to be okay and for things to work out for people. But I don't know if that happens when it's on TV, So I think they made the decision they had to go with. And because I watch the show and I like to make fun of it. How do you make fun of a show that now becomes serious? It's hard to do.
You nailed it. You nailed it. I mean, it has to be entertaining. It's for water cooler fodder, right? And if it doesn't build up to any of that, what's the whole point of going to work?
Right. There's so many serious subjects in the world This is meant to be true life Disney fairy tale. And the minute the fairy tale isn't happening is the minute it isn't fun and it's tough to watch.
Recently, I watched a clip of a person doing stand up, and there was a couple in the crowd that broke up during the show.
Oh,
If that
wow.
happened to you, will you take responsibility for that breakup?
I would take the woman home with me and I would cheer her up and take her out to a nice steak dinner and get her a drink. And I'd say, listen, her and I would, hug and embrace, and I'd send her on her, and I'd find a woman for the guy too. We'd say, listen, at least everyone went home with someone.
Jared Freid is hitting the stage Friday, April 24th at District Music Hall in Norwalk. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. If you love smart, relatable comedy about dating, relationships, and everyday life, this night is for you. So don't miss it. Get your tickets now and experience the Table for One tour live. You got to work out material somewhere. Somewhere that there's not a phone or somebody that's not. So where do you work it out at? Do you take advantage of your podcast and work it out during a podcast?
The only place to work out stand-up is on stage. So you're right. It's very difficult because it's the most physical art form other than ballet. And, stand-up comedy, I go to the Comedy Cellar in New York. If you've ever been in New York and been to the Comedy Cellar, it's the best club in the world. I go in there like it's the gym, and they make people lock up their phones, and it gives you kind of a safe space to make mistakes. You have to be able to make mistakes doing comedy. You have to be able to try things that aren't funny. You ever tell a story and then, you're like, oh, that part of the story, people really seem to zone out. Imagine that now on stage in front of 200 people. That's no fun. So you tend to fix the story.
Comedy Cellar. We're going to test you then. Yamaneika Saunders steps into the stage. And
my good friend Yamaneika. I love Yamaneika.
So Yams goes in there and starts insulting the crowd, and then you got to follow it up because she's hilarious. How do you get the crowd back on your side?
Well, I say, listen, don't hold everything that you hold against Yamaneika against me. I go on stage, I say, Yamaneika, I've never even met her, that she seems horrible. Don't. I make fun of her. No, I love Yamaneika. I love her so much. She is so funny. That's why a Comedy Cellar comedian is just generally better than any other comedian, because you have to follow someone like Yamaneika Saunders who's killing, and you have to follow her up and be just as good, or else you look if you're not just as good, you look horrible.
Comedy Cellar, you're there, you're in line, you got the lineup, you say the lineup comes out a little bit early, you show up, you're like, oh, I got a perfect spot. I know that dude, I can nail it. Jerry Seinfeld walks in and takes the spot right before you. How do you feel?
I feel good. When someone like Seinfeld shows up, when someone famous shows up to the Comedy Cellar, it's actually easier because you have instant credibility. You're on the same stage as the celebrity. You have now, so anytime I go on after someone who's huge, everyone, as we talked about earlier, the water cooler talk, you got your story. You went to the cellar, you saw someone famous. Now you're happy to be there. Everything else is cream. So it kind of sets you up to really do well. Honestly, you would think it's difficult, but it isn't.
Okay.
It's actually way easier.
I like talking to comedians because I feel like I'm in tune with the lifestyle. So there are different mic grips, right? You got the guy that double clutches. You got the guy that clutches the mic hard with one hand. You got Jerry who puts the mic so subtly between his thumb and index finger and just talks to you with his hands open the whole time, which is amazing. What is the best technique you've ever seen and the one that you practice the most?
I sometimes notice myself gripping it too hard, and I try to loosen up. You do play golf, like when you grip the club too hard, you strangle it. I strangle it sometimes, and I take a moment to realize, I say, Jared, loosen the mic. It loosens my body. I can feel my whole body loosen up when I loosen my hand on the mic. It's kind of weird.
Cordless mics or wired mics? I like comedians that start playing almost like double dutch with the wire because they're moving around so much.
No. Cordless mic, horrible. Hate a cordless mic. I don't know any comedian who likes a cordless mic. If you like a cordless mic, I don't know if we'd really be friends.
You do the Comedy Cellar and you do the comedy specials, right? In the comedy specials, you're in like a big
Yeah.
theater. The crowd is like a million miles away. It's super dark. You can't see reactions. What do you like better? The person in front of you grilling you, saying you better be funny, or not knowing that there's anyone out there?
I like both. I think a comedy club is a conversation and a theater is a performance. So when you do a theater, you better have jokes. There's no way out of your act when you're in a theater because you don't see people's faces. The people in the crowd can't see each other. So you have to really perform. You got to sing, dance, and dust. When you're in a club, that's where you work on material because it's a conversation. You can go through a little bit slower. You can say, I was at I went to the movies with my parents. Does anyone go to the movies with their parents still? And someone yells out, no. And they answer for the whole crowd. And you have to deal with that now. And maybe that shakes out another bit you never would have done. So there's different rooms for different versions. Like I love, all the versions of comedy. I love all the things, I like doing, the different, it's like dancing. I like to do samba. I like to do, break dancing. I like all the versions of stand-up.
There you go. I got this guy right now on the phone. Thank you so much for your time. We got your special 37 and single, and then you back it up with a book that says Walking Red Flags, Dating American Advice from your favorite guy friend. Then you got your podcast, the J Train. So much going on, Jerry. Thank you so much for taking your time and talking to me, little old Jose.
Thank you, Jose. I'm going to be in Norwalk too. Come to the show.
All right. You know what? I'll stop by. And I expect
I would love that.
The behind the scenes treatment. I want to be treated like Yamanika.
You're coming backstage. You're going to get the full Yamanika treatment. I love it.
All right. Take care, sir.
If you're enjoying this content and would like to support the Jose Candelario Show, here are a few ways you can donate and help us keep creating more interviews, stories, and community content. Your support truly makes a difference. And thank you.